Aloha and welcome. I wanted to give a little bit of information on the assignment for this week. A couple of people have been having some difficulties finding things, so I just wanted to help you out and point you in the right direction. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen, and I will go over here and let's see, La Lima. So over here, we have the instructions for the project. If you click on that, it'll download a Word file. The Word file looks like this. It goes through what you need to do to set things up. You need to have these settings ready for doing your website. Actually, when you connect with FTP with FileZilla, this is what you're going to do. This is the simple, this right here is the simplest way of creating a web page in HTML. And then you're going to download, install, and connect FileZilla. And then there's an important thing here, and that's the activating your website part. And that's the part that's not so clear. So this is an outdated document. As you know, websites change. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this. Then we're going to go over here and put it in. And you're going to see that there is no link to what they are mentioning back in the document. So if we go back in here, it says click on the getting started with your username account. You're going to find that this isn't in here anywhere. So when we do a search, you're going to look for it and it's going to come up with 0 out of 0. So if we go over to here, let's go back and copy the full name of what we want here. Actually, we can cheat and just grab this right here. So if we go back here and we do a search right here, we're going to find a more useful link, I think. So here we go, managing your username. So if we click here, it's going to bring us over to here and we find the managing your username. So click on this link and it's going to, there's going to be the manage account. So if we click on this and look, it says the site is unavailable from 2 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. for backups. Hopefully you're not up at that time. So I click on manage account, comes in here. I put in my handy dandy little password and hold on, going to unlock it. There we go. It goes through and puts me through to the page. So we want to go down here to the enable access to existing home page files. When we click on this, this alone is going to go ahead and automatically enable it. So yeah, this would be better as a button because, and then it would have like a pop-up that says, are you sure? But it doesn't. So we click on the enable and we go into here and it now tells you that your personal homepage and it gives you the link right here, has been enabled. It may take up to a minute before the changes are visible on the server. So if I click on this, we will notice that I now have this page created. So yay for that. So now what do we do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to grab a text editor. Many of you might have, if you're using Windows, you can use something like Notepad or Word. I think there's not Word, but you can use any one of the text editors that are out there. My personal favorite, and this is something I use for coding and for HTML as well, it's VS Code. And VS Code you can download over here from code.visualstudio.com.download. That is too long to memorize, so just do this. Just type in download VS Code into your browser, take the first link, and then once you go there, download whatever is needed for your system. If you're using Windows, you can click on here. If you're using a Mac, you can click over here and you can download whatever you need. I'm using a Mac and I already have it installed, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up our handy dandy browser over here, and it looks kind of like this. This is nothing in it, so I'm just going to do a file, and I'll do something. Let's say file, create a new text file. No, it's not going to be a new text file. It's going to be a new file, and I don't have the type, so we're just going to call it. We're going to call it index.html because that's the way they are named. And it's going to ask us for a place to save it, probably. It's going to give us the beach ball of death. And we wait. And where am I going to save this thing? I'm not going to say, well, production metadata is not the place I want to do it. Let me take this off screen. So, I can't really do that. So hold on, let me stop sharing for just a second. I'm going to choose the place I save it. You can save it onto your desktop if you like. That's what what you really want to do is put it into a folder that makes sense. And then, so I've got on my desktop this folder named ICS-100. So let me go ahead and share that screen again. So, so I've got this ICS-100 folder, and I'm just going to create the file in here. So I type in create file. So it creates this empty file for me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up that document that we had. And the document, yes, for creating the website, we're going to go back up here. I'm going to grab all this. I'm just going to do a copy and paste, which is Control C, or if you're using a Mac, it's a Command C. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to Command V or Control V into it to paste it. So you have the title is Aloha, my name is Slim Shady should not be your answer. And then you put in John Johnson for me. And the body is ICS-101, summer 2022. Let's make that 24 since it is better. So anyhow, we're going to put this in here and let's go ahead and save it. So I saved it and notice how it automatically formatted it for me. I have extensions on here that one called Prettier, which you see down here. And you can install extensions by going to here and going to, you can put in like Prettier and Prettier. Yeah, it's a code formatter, but there's different types of things in here that'll make your stuff look all nice. So I'm not sure if this is standard out of the box, but you can always install things just by clicking on like install and it'll put things in there. If you want to find out what kind of functionality it has, we click over here and it says details, and we see here that it helps you with JavaScript, TypeScript, Flow, JSX, JSON, CSS, SCSS, less, and HTML. So I believe it's Prettier that's doing my formatting here. You can have several extensions that are installed that can, do the same thing. So let's, I don't need to see the files. Let's go back to, let's close this out and go back to our HTML file. So now the next step is FileZilla. We want to push this up into our website. We want to transfer this from our computer where it is right now over into the Unix. So here's our file. If you need to move around, you can always go ahead and move around and click on your directory here. So mine's desktop ICS-100. I mentioned I had a folder there. So we're in there. I've got my index.html file that we just created. And now I need to log into the system. So if you remember, it was uhunix.hawaii.edu, and the name is your nope, that's not it. Thank you for filling that in. So it's JSJ3, and then I go over here, and the password, I never remember my password, and that's the great thing about password managers. We shouldn't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Chrome, and I'm going to look up my password right here. So yeah, this is laziness for you, but you want it to be this way because when you use a really good password, you shouldn't be able to remember it. So I just go over here and I say copy. So I copy my password, then I bring FileZilla back up and I pop in my password right here, and oh, you can't see it. That's the way it's designed. And then we say port is 22. It's going to be 22 for everybody. So the only things you need to do here is put in your own username, your own password, then you click on Quick Connect, and you're going to get this big, scary message that says unknown host key. And it's going to say the server's host key is unknown. You have no guarantee that the server is the computer you think it is. It shows the information, the fingerprints, and it says trust this and carry on connecting. And you can get rid of this in the future by saying always trust this host, add this key to the cache. So we do that and we click on OK. And then you notice that once we get in there, we have a public HTML directory. And we have this bash logout, bash profile, bash RC, and everything. Don't worry about all these dot files. Just go in here to public HTML, and you'll see that we have an index.html. So we're going to take our index.html, and we're going to drag it over to here. We're going to drop it, and then it's going to ask us if we want to override it. says overwrite, sure, we're gonna overwrite it. Say okay, and now we're gonna go back to our browser. What we've just done is we've uploaded our file there, and we're gonna go back to the welcome here. Remember, this was the default that it creates for you. Welcome to my homepage at the University of Hawaii. We click on the refresh, and now all of a sudden we see the ICS 101 summer 2024. And over here, you'll notice that this is where that title came in, the Aloha, my name is John Johnson. So when we look at our VS Code, that Aloha, my name is John Johnson is right here. I can change this if I wanted to, simply to Johnson, if I could spell my own name, ICS 101. So you can tailor this however you want, and you can learn HTML, and you can put in things here, and you could even turn this into your own resume if you wanted to. And then you could, put that into your, you can put this into your social things like LinkedIn and everything else. So now that we've done this, now that I've modified this, remember, it hasn't changed on the website. So we have to go back, and all we have to do is drag it over again. And once we drag it in again, we say overwrite it, because we want to get rid of the old thing and overwrite it. And then we're going to go back here and notice it says Aloha, my name is. That's because we haven't refreshed it. We refresh it, and now it takes that change that we did. It's back to John Johnson. So that's how you complete the assignment number 1 for this week. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. You have a great weekend, and I will have more information on the upcoming week. Take care.